everyone. Welcome to Morning Messages. I'm Deborah. This is Purusha Intuitive, and we are looking at your energy for the day, just from a more, this is not wanting to light. I like to start off these messages with some cleansing, some clearing, a little Palo Santo I have today. Just kind of, these are supposed to be more inspirational, more heart honoring. So places that we can really step into our life and empower. Receive the clearing if you want, no worries if you don't. All the good vibes, the highest and best messages. So as I mentioned, these are supposed to be a little bit more heart inspiring for our day. We're just coming from a full moon this week. It's peaked a lot of anxiety, tensions, especially as it relates to our relationships and how we show up in those. What we say, how we treat people, how we integrate ourselves based on our own belief system. And it does touch to that element of living a dharma or a higher path. Sometimes we do have to rise above. Easier said than done, right? So I'm going to start with these. They're called compassion cards. They're from Pema Chodron. It's a Buddhist mentality, but they are really beautiful, and how we can really integrate a little bit more compassion in our own lives as well as towards ourselves. So I will start off. Ooh, I like this. Don't ponder others. Don't ponder others' weak points, becoming arrogant about your own accomplishments. That's such a powerful message. And, you know, I hear it also in that value of energy, right? The more that we put thought, intention into a person or situation, especially something that's adding tension and frustration to our lives, you know, the more energy we give that situation, stealing away from places that might be more positive, inspiring, heart honoring, etc. And then we all know of the times that if we are in a fight or something a little bit more chaotic, it's easy to play the blame game and then feel justified or, you know, like we're better than that person, which maybe not though, right? There is this element of, yeah, I love this. 7 of Arrows, 7 of Swords, it's insecurity. So when we have to make ourselves better than someone else, it is out of insecurity. Instead of just recognizing people choose what they want. They choose the life that they want to live. You could be dealing with a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, patriarch, someone who's the head of your family, a partner. King of Stones, King of Pentacles has that masculine energy tied to it. Maybe their voice is being heard the loudest right now, but it's coming out of that space of insecurity is what I'm hearing, right? Not wanting to improve the conflict. 4 of Arrows, or 5 of Arrows, right? Yeah, the 5 of Arrows is when, it's kind of funny, in this deck it is in some ways like not hitting your mark. So maybe someone feels like they have to be on the defensive. 5 of Swords is when we have to win at all costs. And it can be from arrogance and insecurity. And whether or not that's you showing up in a situation, I feel like that's the energy and someone's kind of pushing that towards you. It can be easy to tap into those insecurities. The Morning, 7 of Vessels, 7 of Cups. So that takes us in the fantasy land of what if, shoulda, woulda, coulda, the potential, right? And it's not all bad, but it's not all good. And so if we're putting our energy towards what wasn't good, and then allowing those tapes of worthlessness, lack of value to play in our head as a result, There's something that you're picking up very strongly with this Queen of Vessels. She is the most intuitive out of the queens. She can hear, sense, feel things. The full moon often does that. It brings in heightened intuition, heightened information. And so you're picking up something, maybe that's happened in the past, something that hasn't had a lot of closure is what I'm hearing. It's bringing out a lot of pain. Maybe you felt like you had to be on the defensive and demand that respect. 9 of Bows, 9 of Arrows. Actually, the 9 of Arrows was coming out, or 9 of Wands, excuse me, was coming out a lot in the zodiac readings. It's feeling like we have to defend ourselves, like we've been through the ringer. And sometimes that's good, we need to do that, right? But sometimes it also prohibits us from standing in our power. Finding more grounding, you know, more earth energy with that Queen of Stones, Queen of Pentacles. If you're dealing with someone specific, you guys are not on the same page and not really even paying attention to each other. What's in between you is this need to kind of defend your own ground, your own territory at all costs. This potential of rebirth from walking away from this stuff, you know? It seems like if the situation didn't have closure, it seems like there is some endings around it. 2 8s in their in energy. 8 of Stones, 8 of Pentacles, skills. So walking away from something, kind of being a little bit more refined as to how they're doing it. But like I said, it's all coming from this space of insecurity. Trying to find the strength, the empowerment. Tempering the forces. This is someone who is very rigid, who has to do it in a very specific way. Maybe they are trying to better themselves, but there's also something about it that they're not seeing the full picture. They're blocking that instruction. So it's someone who just doesn't want to learn from the situation. They'd rather be stubborn and stuck in their ways and stuck in their beliefs, which they can, right? If that's how they want to do it, that's how they want to do it. That's known as paradigm blindness. Maharishi Mahesh speaks a lot about that. If you're interested in looking that up, that's like when we limit ourselves to different perspectives, beliefs, understandings, and that's life, right? We're gonna come across so many variety of people. And when we put too much time and energy into the stuff we can't figure out, the stuff that feels bad and icky and gross and low vibey, however you want to see it, that's when we, you know, prevent the healing. Not only is healing being blocked in this situation, sorry, I think I accidentally, but it's being blocked within your own heart, your own mind. Ace of Vessels, that's so funny. Ace of Cups, I knew that was going to come up. The waters of life. So that's the thing, when no one wants to budge, it becomes really hard to start fresh, to start new, to seek out new opportunities of living, interacting with life. When people are stuck, limited in their own perspective, you know, we have to take note, we have to take cue, not take responsibility for what it is. And also find ways to move forward. Because there is an energy of lack in this situation. There's an energy of stubbornness. You know what it is. Maybe it's making you feel a certain kind of way today. But the more you kind of practice your grounding, in terms of just putting the energy focus on your stuff, right? Don't get lost in sitting around scrolling on social media, looking at their stuff, or thinking, you know, I often get lost in my little, my bubbles up here. And that's not bad if it's something that truly honors us, right? Sorry, my nose is itchy today, guys. There's more that has to fall apart in this situation before it can be rebuilt and come back together. Yeah. Two of Vessels, attraction. Two of Cups, it's love, it's partnership, it's synergy. It's what I was talking about with that full moon in Libra. It's who we are in ourselves. We're in Aries season, and how we show up in our relationships. And I feel like maybe, you know, this needed more balance, and that's why this destruction is coming through. There's two opposites, right? Like on all these two twos, right? Two different perspectives, ideas, understandings about the situation, and it has to be broken down. It has to be broken down. And maybe we don't understand why. Maybe we won't understand why right now. Maybe we won't until the future. It's just someone who doesn't really, you know, maybe the desire is there, but the follow through is quite limited. That Knight of Vessels, someone who kind of skeets by, that eel energy, going with the flow, maybe non-committal, or doesn't want to take ownership for their stuff, right? They don't want to look at it. It is their own insecurity. They might be having a lot of insecurity right now around stuff that's happened. And that's probably what you're picking up energetically with that Queen of Cups. But just don't take it on. Don't take it on as your responsibility, you know? Things are changing and evolving, and I feel like this is in a way that they're supposed to, right? They're supposed to move forward. That's the one constant in life is change, unfortunately. But it is bringing more balance, right? It's allowing things to be... Like sometimes we need that tension. Like I said, we need things to fall apart in order to have a clearer picture of what we want. If it hadn't fallen apart, we hadn't seen, you know, how things truly were, right? Usually you see a person or situation for what it authentically is and the bad stuff. You know, we're all working, we're all growing, we're all evolving. I'm not knocking anything, but I feel like this has required a lot of strength. Maybe it's someone that you know, care about with that Queen of Vessels energy, but it is changing, it is evolving, and you know it. Instinctually, you know it. You are guided, you are protected. With that strength, 44, that's the angel numbers, right? Angels, spirit guides, passed over loved ones, however you understand it, you have the strength to move through it. It is taking this fine balancing act. We see a lot of duality in this situation, meaning what we feel, what we wish it were versus what it actually is. And that's the hardest thing about, you know, intuition, sensing, having energetic connections with people, places, and things. In the physical world, we have to look how it's showing up for us and whether or not it's worth our time and energy. Way easier said than done, but so empowering when we're able to do that. So I hope this message blessed your heart today. I'm sending so much love and blessings to whatever you're navigating through. I'm here always for support through readings, energy healings, wellness consults, anything just to help your whole body healing. Big thumbs up if it resonated. Drop comments below. Let's build and grow the community. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Lots of love and blessings your way.